what to charge, determining what to charge. So you want to ask pertinent questions. So is there a deadline? And the reason why you're asking is there a deadline is because that's expedited service. You could charge more for expedited service, of course. Um, you want to ask what type of document is it? What country is it going to? That's important. What country is it going to? Because that way, if it's a non-Hague, there's going to be more work to do. If it's Hague, it should be fairly easy to do. And then the next question is, does it require notarization or not? Is it already notarized? So if it's already notarized, I don't recommend getting into, well, when does the notary expire on it, over the phone. Wait till you get there and you can look at it yourself and see who the notary was. Also look them up to see if they're still in good standing or not as well. So basically you're charging for travel fee, of course, your mileage. Sometimes you have to do research as far as looking it up, trying to see if they're Hague. They're not Hague. You're looking up the notary, making sure they're in good standing. So you got a little bit of research to do. So that's why, too, you're going to make sure you incorporate that in what you're charging. Also, sometimes you have to print out the documents for them. Maybe they can't print, or they might want you to ship the documents also. So now you're a courier as well. So those are some of the things you want to incorporate into what you're going to charge as far as apostille. I just kind of set it up from like a year. So I started this like in January. You want to make sure you're putting apostille near me or something like that along your website. Amen. And you want to make sure that you're putting apostille near me because that's what people are searching for.
Okay, so when you do your business profile, do you put it in your advertisement or do you put it in the name?
You can probably put it in the advertisement.
Okay.
Put it in the name too, but yeah, this is how you're gonna advertise. So it should be apostilles that you offer apostille services should be on your website. You also want to make sure it's on your Google My Business page in order for you to get, people to call you about it. Where do you get this type of client? From college or universities? Because a lot of times those people are going overseas to go to school, so they need an apostille and things like that. So that's a good place. You also want to add that to any notary directories that you're on. Like if you're on any of those notary directories, also add on there that you do apostille services. And then another good place to market is on LinkedIn. So make sure you have that you offer apostille services on your LinkedIn page. Okay, next slide. Okay, so I just did a made up a little quote here. A notary seal opens the doors to the world, and a apostille it certifies your journey because you're going, across country. Just a little fun I wanted to add in there. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Next slide. All right. So the top 3 reasons for an apostille. So work or school, like I was saying, if somebody's going to work overseas, if they're going to school overseas, they're going to need an apostille done. A lot of apostilles are a power of attorney. So sometimes people need a power of attorney because someone's sick or something overseas, or they're selling something overseas, something like that. They're going to need a power of attorney, and that's the reason why they need an apostille. Another one is FBI background checks. FBI background checks. This one.
So, Danny, can we just, will we be able to go to the things you gave us in our, what is email? In the email or whatever, and we'll get this, we'll be able to see this one, right?
I'm hoping so, and so thank you for that. So that was for me to record it, and what was I going to say? Celine, could you go over the first 2 slides briefly? What you said? You said about your mission statement, and what was the other one slide? It was the
mission statement. It was just the mission statement, and I don't remember what the other one was. You want me to go over what I said again?
Yes, if you could,
Okay.
just briefly. Thank you.
Okay, so let me see. So I just talked about what an apostille agent was, the definition of an apostille agent, pretty much. So an apostille agent is a form of certification that is used to authenticate documents to use it in foreign countries. I just gave a little bit of history as well. 1961 is when apostilles actually started and became, a thing to do to make it easier for people that were going overseas to get things done. 1981 is when the United States joined the Hague Convention. So we've been doing apostilles since 1981. And 2021, as of 2021, we have 120 countries that are part of the Hague Convention, which is great. So a lot of countries adopted this so to make it easier for people to do business, across the global world. And then it's last as 2022, the last country that has joined the Hague Convention is El Salvador. So now El Salvador is part of the Hague as well.
Hey, Danny, can you go back to that slide that Celine is explaining?
Yes, ma'am. I was just about to do that. My apologies. Give me one moment. Let's see him go back.
Okay, let's go.
We she talked about her mission statement, and then this is the slide. Yeah.
Yes.